Hey, what's up everyone? Cardboard.Capitan here, and this video is gonna be the September play-in weekend. I'm not sure the technical term, but I made top 250 in Alchemy and I got a free token, so I qualified for this event. Now this event is limited, sealed, and I'm not a very good limited player. I'm more the type of player that creates decks, tries them out, and then optimizes them if I think they're good enough. So if you do see something I'm doing ridiculously wrong, by all means, please backseat me. Type an angry comment to me. That's the only way I'd get better, because a lot of the time I'm not seeing what I'm doing wrong. So let's get started. This is the deck opening, or the pack opening, rather. I've only watched a few videos of how to play sealed and some strategies for the Duskmourn format. I think so far I'd want to go red and green based off the rares and mythics alone, but I noticed with white I have some good flyers. I got two friendly ghosts. I've got one optimistic scavenger, which can play with a lot of enchantments. I've got Seized from Slumber, that's removal, and another flyer. Blue, not too many interesting cards. Looking at black, I have nothing I'm too excited about. With red, the videos I've watched, they said Delirium was a decent strategy if you can get cards. Um, I've got a couple of Delirium enablers like Say Its Name, Patchwork, Beastie. And as far as gold cards, I don't have anything that's too exciting. Glimmerlight, I've read, it's a pretty good artifact card. So to go with my Delirium strategy, I want a good variety of cards. So I'm starting with green. I've got the Thresher, which is an artifact creature, and a Branch Snapper, which is just a big creature with trample. Spine Seeker Centipede is another good creature I've read about. Now I'm looking also for a few combat tricks. The Death Touch looks really appealing to me. So Flesh Burrower, something that can hold the line if the opponent doesn't want to trade. Red is also good as it has two Scorching Dragonfire. That's removal. Now, during my play, I've learned that Most Valuable Slayer is also pretty good because it gives her strike, and that's great with many of the creatures, but also if they get Death Touch. I've got a few with Death Touch, or I can use Horrid Rigor to give creatures Death Touch. So far, I've got a couple of artifact creatures, Patchwork Beastie to mill myself, Fear of Missing Out, grab the prize, that's some discard. Unfortunately, I don't have the red and green gold scarecrow. I forget the name of the card, but with Delirium, it has Trample and Haste. So right now, I'm just trying to fill out the deck. I've got 17 lands, including one Terramorphic Expanse, so that's a contribution to Delirium. As far as what else I could have made, maybe I could have went with white enchantments. I think red was too good in terms of what to put in because I've got two Scorching Dragonfire's most valuable Slayer. Painter Studio is a way of drawing. I'll say drawing cards in quotation mark because it's exiling cards from the top of your deck and forcing you to play them in the next two. Blue didn't really have too much to offer. The bunch of cards and all over. Now I do have Nico. I think Nico's good with cards that have good stack effects, like the Optimistic Scavenger. You can make two of those and then try putting counters on creatures. Black. I have a good bit of removal for black. So I had Come Back Wrong, I had Murder, I had Winter's Intervention. So that might have been something to look into also. But if I could have swapped out maybe red for black. Now I've seen some players run three colors, and considering that I'm not too good at the format, I'd rather stick with two. I think Glimmerlight, now that everything's said and done, that should be a hey, let me stick those right in because I've seen it used to good effect in opposing decks that I played later on. I got Fly running around. Excuse me. I'm trying to swag out my deck now. Hawks Jace and regular Jace. I think Frantic Strength, just as an enchantment, could work. So yeah, I think I go two Horrid Rigor, and then my last card is Most Valuable Slayer. I didn't realize how strong it was just looking at it now, but during the matches, I was seeing that very powerful, especially if you have Death Touch or you have a big creature. That first strike really helps. I think I'm happy with this version of the deck. Again, if you see some, then maybe you should have drafted this. You picked the wrong color. Um, leave a comment. I barely know what I'm doing here. I'm just using what I learned in the past week, trusting my instinct. It's primarily green. I do have a couple of double green spells, so I'm looking out for that. I think here I'm wondering why Optimistic Scavenger is still on the deck box. Looking back now, kind of have doubts about fear of missing out. I mean, it's good as a discard outlet, but as a creature, it's alright. But mainly here, I'm just making sure I have a decent spread of card types for Delirium. Yeah. Okay, I think that's good. I think I'm just taking a break here. But yeah, let's go to the first match. Okay, so sealed match, match one. I'm on the play. I have a strong start. Go the percussionist. Turn 2, fear of missing out. Turn 3, glimmerlight equip. Can also do a patchwork beastie. But I feel I don't have a what's the word? Like a strong enough graveyard for beastie. So right now I'm just going for power since the opponent doesn't have like a board of creatures to block with. So opponent drops a creature that produces a glimmer token. Okay, so two twos on the opponent's side. I think looking back, I should have just swung in with a percussionist rather than trade that death touch creature, because that could have given death touch to the glimmer token, and I could have taken out multiple creatures. So I feel it's okay to swing in with a percussionist. And I have a forest for next turn. Let's see, fear of immobility, it taps a creature. And right now I'm looking down at a ginormous 4/4. I think the only creature that could deal with it right now is Patchwork Beastie, equipped with a Glimmerlight. I feel that if I equip the Glimmerlight, the opponent might know, hey, you have a combat trick, right? So I just take the damage. And Acrobatic Cheerleader. Then another Tunnel Surveyor. So the opponent has a lot of 2-for-1, 2 creatures for 1 cards. And now I've got Delirium. I'm considering Wickerfolk Thresher, but I want to keep mana up for Scorching Dragonfire. Yeah, it feels like fear of missing out. It's real strong if your opponent doesn't have anything to block with, because that combat damage stays on your creature when you swing in again. So, I mean, the discard is and draw is good, but the additional combat turn, not so much. So opponent double blocks there, then double blocks my beast, and then pulls back. So I know I want a Scorching Dragonfire creature. Get rid of the cheerleader. So a big 5/6 creature that was manifested. So good choice, good removal. And opponent drops a Nico. Right now, my only big creature could be a 6/5. That's the Wickerfolk Thresher, equipped with the Glimmer Light. The Beastie, not so good right now. I already have Delirium, so it's just a big 3/3 derp creature. That's what the art kind of looks like to me. So I'm leaving my creatures out so I can block. Now opponent gets a Painter Suit, so they can draw 2 in quotation mark. It also gets a Glass Works as a form of removal. I think here I mess up. What do I do? No. So now opponent has 2 fear tokens. Play the Glasswork to deal 4 damage to some. Does it to my beastie, not a big deal. Now it's a little suspicious that the Shared Yard wasn't used. I probably shouldn't have blocked here because sun would have been up, but you know, I would have taken a lot of damage anyway, right? So there goes my big creature. And I'm flayed out, right? So I just concede. I mean, I think even if I didn't block, I was more of in a checkmate position. Like, if I blocked, because Scorching Dragon fired my creature, I don't have a blocker, and if I don't block, I have two 4/4 creatures coming at me, and there's a sense of inevitability there. Right now, I have a bunch of removal that can take out at most 3 toughness. I do have some creatures and Horrid Rigor for Death Touch, but that's more of a combat trick rather than an on-demand removal. So I think there I just took out one horrid. I forget the name. Look up the card, alright. But the one that gives Death Touch and indestructibility. So no green lands, no forest, mulligan. A little bit better. Plus I have Terramorphic Expanse. Opponent is deep in thought. As far as this hand, turn 1, Terramorphic Expanse. Turn 2, Fear of Missing Out. Turn 3, say its name. So yeah, I go for a forest just because this deck is skewed towards green. Okay. And it's cool I drew another land here because I can just discard it. And I get another land. So I'm not getting Delirium anytime soon unless I get incredibly lucky with this say its name. But my fear of missing out is unable to scream. So I'll go with Rampaging Soul Rager just because it's a bigger creature. Want to keep the Percussionist because it counts as a artifact and creature in the graveyard. Erratic Apparition. So yeah, now I do have Delirium, and that's the ideal time to play Spine Seeker Centipede. It's a 3/3 with Vigilance. I can also get a land of my choice from from my library. There goes that Nico. So I swung in because I know I've got Horrid Rigor. Then the opponent just takes it, so the bluff was attempted. I mean, it's not really a bluff because I got like the card in hand, but sheltered by ghosts. Now here, yeah, definitely Scorching Dragonfire that. I'm gonna keep the Rampaging Soul Rager block. Flesh Burrower. Yeah, this Nico has been causing problems both round of this game. So if I do a Duskmourn Shield, if I get a good enough card pool, I think Nico might be fun to try. Acrobat. Opponent attempts to trade, but I have the Indestructible and Death Touch, so that Nico's out of here. Okay, sheltered by Ghost, I can't do anything this time. So there goes that creature. Just block with it unable to scream creature. And again, I'm getting a ton of land. So I don't know if I'm just unlucky with the number of lands I drew or what. But it felt like, I wasn't able to draw any answers right now. Now I block the Unsettling Winds rather than the face down card and another land, and I'm just like, oh, what the heck, man? Blood all day. Alright, let's go to the next round. And by all means, if you think I did some wrong in the match, put a comment. Okay, let's run it back. Let's get the W. See how this goes. Decent opening hand. I've got Flesh Burrower and Most Valuable Slayer, and that's a pretty powerful combo if the opponent's unable to remove. But the opponent drops the goat. And drops the Glimmer Light. Well, opponent, I too have the Glimmer Light. Then rather than swing in, I have the Flesh Burrower on defense. Next turn, I can drop the Most Valuable Slayer. That'll give the Flesh Burrower first strike. Here I'm just trying to get in damage because I can block. Maybe I should have swung in with my Glimmer token also. Here I'm just confused by the cards. I thought, hey, why can't I give my Burrower first strike? But I'm like, oh, that's the Flesh Burrower effect, right? So opponent takes 4. See what the opponent is also running a blue. And there goes my Slayer. So at the very least, the Slayer can block now. I can also give it the Glimmerlight. I don't have any enchant removal, so I just block. And I could have made him maybe a 1/3. Probably should have given the Glimmerlight to the Glimmer token. So I guess misplay from me. Again, I have a ridiculous amount of lands here now. I have 5 in play, 2 in hand. Now I'm a bit worried about that Goat King possess. That's why I have Scorching Dragonfire, and if I could have played some, I would have held some mana up. But the Hardened Escort comes out. And another land. Beginning to see a trend here. Ah! There you go. No, no, don't transform, Goat. And it gets Dragonfire, or it can get possessed. But opponent still has 2 Glimmerlights to my 1 Glimmerlight. Oh, and I have grabbed the prize. Now, normally you'd want to use this with a non-land card, but say it's dire straits right now. The Flesh Burrower is doing the best it can to hold the fort. Opponent has a 3rd Glimmerlight. No blocks. At least next round I can drop my 6/5 trample creature. Swing in with both my creatures because I figured, okay, let me drop my big ol' 7/6 creature. I give the Glimmerlight to him. Who probably also played Fear of Missing Out, but the opponent has a steal my creature effect. So, alright. Go to round 2. Like, let me put some more glimmer lights. Opponent had 3, I had 1. I probably should have ran 2. My bad. I think even if I did drop the fear of missing out, that 7/6 is the biggest creature I have, so. And I have no removal that's like destroy target creature, so. Would have lost anyway, IMO. Opponents taking their good old time sideboarding. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't think I have any good enchantment removal, so I did see Unable to Scream. I did see that Confiscate enchantment. Goats also. Okay. Run it back. So I play first. Decent hand. Paramorphic Expanse. Say its name. Hopefully I'll have Delirium by then. And then the goat comes back. So goat's not too much of a threat until turn 3, I believe, where it can get possessed. And then Dollmaker's Shop. So now opponent is going wide. So I don't mind taking 2 damage here. I'm keeping mana open for Scorching Dragonfire. In case the opponent wants to transform the goat. I probably should have removed it a little earlier. I don't have Delirium just yet. I do have Most Valuable Slayer. And since it has First Strike, opponent cannot block without losing both their creatures. So I block. I probably shouldn't have, because theirs turn it inside out. I lose my Slayer. They get whatchamacallit, a face down card. I do have Delirium at least. So I can't really swing in with the monkey anymore. I have Scorching Dragonfire up. And then the veteran gets the Glimmerlight, turns it into a 3/2. I feel Goat's not really going anywhere, so just take out the veteran now. Maybe I should have played a creature here. I do get a bear trap. The play here is to get a flesh burrower. I want to hold that centipede back just because I don't want to trade with her face down card. Opponent finally gets a third land. Okay. And the goat gets possessed, so now dealing with 4/4. Probably not the best way to block, but I do get the card off the top at least. So I dig deeper with Painter Studio, and I didn't play the mountain there because there's a chance I get land from this effect. Oh, there's my Glimmerlight! Woohoo! I do have some options here. Swinging in for some damage is alright. I was going for a combat trick here because I have Horde Vigor. So I trade my goat, or his goat, for my creature, and there's the Unsettling Twin. Okay, opponent takes 5. And I drop my Bashful Beast. I think here, even if I block everything, well, I've got a 4/4 and a 5/4 I can block with. And the opponent isn't unlocking their porcelain gallery anytime soon. Opponent swings with everything. So that would put me at 4. Or I would be taking 4, put me at 2. And there's Pyroclasm. So all the creatures are gone. But I do get a dread creature, fortunately. So I see an opportunity. Let me get in the damage while I can, right? Opponent at 3. Not in range of grab the prize, but opponent's under pressure now, at least. Oh, hey, I won the round, yay. Okay, so guess I'm just thinking here. I mean, I would really feel the need to sideboard. So yeah. Okay, 1 land, no, mulligan. 3 lands, okay, that's respectful. So at least here, I can discard the Balustrade Worm to fear of missing out, or I can discard an extra land to fear of missing out. Okay, Hardened Escort. Uh, Here, since I have a Balustrade Worm, I have a Branch Snapper. Feel like the right play is just to go aggressive. Just swing in for 4 damage. I haven't seen any point removal, so I think the Frantic Strength is pretty safe. All the point removal I've seen is damage based. Okay, I'm at 14. Get another land. I mean, even though the opponent will do more damage than me, maybe I shouldn't have attacked there. So that's 7 damage this round. If the opponent got 2 Glimmer Lights, that's very powerful. And also, they're on the play. I'm gonna remove the face down card, filtered by Ghost. So yeah, there's that point removal I haven't seen, and I get another land. I'm not attacking, in case one creature gets removed. Next turn, that Branch Snapper is going down. And with the branch snapper going down, I feel it'll at least be safe to go in and attack. Because even if one of those blockers gets removed, then I'll have the other blocker block. I don't have Delirium anytime soon. Fortunately, that Balustrade Worm, it has Trample. Oh no, Fear of Missing Out also has Trample. Oof. And then Fear Friendly Ghost, I have no flyers. And opponent has 2 Glimmerlights. So now I'm suddenly on a 2-round clock. 2-turn clock. Opponent swings it with everything. I'm forced to block the Escort. 3rd Glimmerlight. It's like, what can you do, man? Yeah. Glimmerlight diffed. Okay, so 0-2, not the best start. Let's go to the next one. Okay. If I lose this one, I'm out of the tournament. So a lot of pressure. Oh. Again, I'm not the best sealed player. I'm not the best limited player. But please don't let me go 0-3. Let me win at least one round. Now, I got the turn 1 percussionist at least. So that's a good sign. I think this is a decent hand because even though I can't cast that branch snapper, I can use it for cycling. Okay, drops the gallery. I always like to apply pressure early on, so go with Burrower, even though I can do say its name or Bear Trap or something. But even if the Burrower gets removed, unless it's a permanent removal, I can use say its name to bring it back. So that's a little combo. Could you Alright, go to combat. Okay, opponent just takes the damage. And I'm gonna drop the Beast T so it can start doing its thing. End of turn, I can drop my Bear Trap. And I can also drop say its name next turn to start milling cards to get Delirium in play. Or rather, Delirium status. Okay, so opponent drops an island. They're playing Teamer of some sort. Wildfire Wickerfolk. If only I could have had that card, right? So 7 damage. I mill a Glimmerlight, unfortunately. I'm holding the Percussionist back So I can block the centipede. I have bear trap. I don't think the opponent's getting delirium anytime soon. You have the opponent choose to attack. A swings in with the Wickerfolk. So I bear trap it. It drops another island. What are you playing? Oh, another Spine Seeker Centipede. So fortunately no delirium for the opponent just yet. And I mill a card. Mill a land, so one step closer to delirium. Now I'm attacking again. Looking back, maybe I should have cycled Branch Snapper here. Get a land, because I could bring it back anyway with, say, its name. Maybe at the end of this turn, I don't know if I missed my land drop for that turn. But I also have Frantic Strength as a combat trick. I believe it's +2/+2, so it could turn the Percussionist to a 3/3. Or what I could also do, I can cycle the Branch Snapper. I can Dragonfire summon, and that would be Delirium for the beast. But let's see what the opponent does. Unlocks the Painter Studio. Doesn't get anything they could use this turn at least. I believe that's Dragonfire and... Oh, no, take that back. They can use the Dragonfire this turn. I'm not too sure what that 1 mana, 2 blue card in the opponent's hand is. So Dragonfire is my Percussionist. I guess it's an attempt to block the Delirium. So, okay. So Delirium. I'm getting the Forest. Okay, yeah, I can trade with my bestie. So I say its name, I get 3 lands. and get the branch snapper. Probably could put frantic strength on the burrower there. Might have been the play. Swing in for 4 damage. Twist reality. So opponent manifests dread. I think the reason I didn't play frantic strength right away is I was trying to bait out some sort of removal, like a scorching dragonfire. And the tweeds. Like the 9-inch nail song. So there you go. Oh, why'd you play that? I should have played Terramorphic Expanse there, just as a way to thin my deck. I went with Mountain. Oh no, I'm so bad. Trying to go for a 2-for-1 trade. Opponent knows the branch snapper is coming next turn. Oh, this turn rather. What does the opponent do? Now, some, in general about the limited format, I'm not too big of a fan of face down cards. Just because, it's a bit of guessing if they have some they can flip over, or if they have some, like a land or something that's not too valuable. So, opponent has 5 total power on the board, 7 total toughness. Now I've got the big old branch snapper and a whole lot of lands. There you go. Drop the expanse. Take some of those lands out. You don't need all that. Swing in. Force the opponent to block. And the opponent keeps the bookworm around just so they can dig into their deck. Digs further with the underwater tunnel. Surveil 2. And manifests dread with a slimy aquarium. I believe that's a 3/3 and 2/3. Opponent, just sitting on the bookworm. I don't know what their card in hand is. Algrapher. And since the opponent manifested, they don't have to discard a card from the bookworm, so and draw. Finally, I get a decent creature. 5/4 Wickerfolk Thresher. Three, 5. So yeah, I'm just doing a damage check. I think the opponent would need to block with everything to answer the branch snapper. Choose to hold stuff back. Oh, there's their percussion. I think here, um, in the future turns, it'd be better to attack with the Thresher because it has some sort of card draw effect. It's not exactly draw one card, but now opponents starting to rebuild their board. Most valuable Slayer. Oh, that's a great find. I can have a 8/6 first strike. Trample. Probably should have also attacked with the Thresher. If attacked with the Thresher also, they've got to dedicate a lot of blockers to the branch snapper. So, even though Thresher gets blocked, it still gets that one card for them, or for me, and they lose more creatures on the board, so. And I have a decent life total, 13. Good buffer in my opinion. I don't think there's anything they can drop in one turn and just say, oh, you die, right? So, Peer past the Veil, refills their hand. I'm just trying to get them down to 0. Okay. Bookworm athletes. Again, another creature at least. Swing in everything. Land off the top of my library. Now, unless the opponent has some, that should be game. Impossible Inferno. So I definitely wasn't expecting that. I probably should have put the +1 on the most valuable Slayer. That way it wouldn't gotten blocked completely by the Bookworm. So definitely a lot of misplays on my part this round. Grasping Longnecks gonna gain the opponent some life if and when it dies. The only form of direct damage I have is grab the prize. With the loss of the branch snapper, I don't have any trample, so a lot of my combat trades are going to be 1-for-1 now. Because the opponent doesn't need to block with multiple creatures to not die. Opponents considering their options. Okay, Betrayer's Bargain, 5 damage to a creature. And it's exiled. Okay, so I also draw a Grasping Longneck. Now, if I swing in with Wicker Folk Pressure, I at least take out one creature. I take out their Longneck, and I get a card from the Pressure's effect. And it just happens to be Horrid Rigor, so I can give it Indestructible. How lucky is that? And I also drop my Longneck. Now, if I didn't draw that, Horrid Rigor wouldn't have been totally in a bad place. I mean, I'll have that Soul Rager to block, but I need to chip away at the enemy. Oh, and I believe the thing I noticed is, oh, the opponent has no library left, right? The opponent basically milled themselves. Um, Flood Pit's Drowner. So I think what the opponent was trying to do here is use Flood Pit's Drowner over and over as a way to prevent them from milling themselves. But, they need to drop that down at the end of my turn. So, my creature would have a stun counter, and they could tap their creature. So, misplay on the opponent's part if that wasn't the last card they drew. And I don't really need to do anything because opponent's dead by milling. So, I don't think opponent has any outs. Next turn I can play Balustrade Worm. Yeah, drop the Bookworm. Even though the Bookworm was helpful, but I think it's ultimately what killed the opponent. The Enduring Curiosity. I believe the opponent tries to use a Blood Pit Drowner in their upkeep, but I have no creatures with stun counters on them. So opponent just has to take the L here. Take the L. Take the L. Yeah. So I don't know how common Death by Mill is in Limited, but it was cool to do that one time. So I probably should always run Max Glimmerlight. Have Rampaging Soul Raider because the past few rounds I've been like, Oh, where are my creatures? I need to do damage. Glimmerlight does give a 1/1 creature, but there's always options. No green. Mulligan. No green again. I mean, it's decent. I can send Balustrade Worm to the bottom, and since the opponent's on the play, I'm on the draw. There's a chance I do draw green to have a lot of red cards and to have Glimmerlight. So I, I'd say this is decent. Keep it, yeah. Opponent also multi-six. Okay, Paramorphic Expanse, great, fine. So yeah, now I can get the forest I needed into play. Handed piece. I'm gonna take 2. Opponent drops the Fine Secret Centipede, but not getting Delirium anytime soon. Both of us are at well, no, I'm a little ahead because I got the Expanse in my graveyard. Probably should have played Soul Rager there, just to have something to block, but I don't know why I did that. I mean, I'm not even attacking. Just like, oh, you can trade if you want. Oh, drops the Frantic Strength. So now I'm dealing with 4/4 anyway. At least he can be 2/5 with Ye Glimmerlight. Swings in with the hand that feeds. So 4 untapped lands. Might be a bluff, might be the opponent has some they can use. Now, I do have Frantic Strength, but no untapped mana for it, so that just takes the 4. And there is a Bookworm. The Bookworm returns. a fear of isolation. Opponent now has a flyer. 4 creatures on the board to my 1. Yeah, I don't think I'm making it out. There's Bestie, but, I'm not anytime close to Delirium anytime. Now, I do get the power boost from having an unlocked room with a Soul Rager, but that's the only creature that can block, and it gets removed anyway, so yeah, that's lethal. So I'm added Soul Rager for not really doing anything. I'm like, bye Soul Rager. You did nothing. Come back to me, Glimmerlight. Be effective in my deck. And yeah, of course I'm playing first. As far as the hand, too many lands, but I keep. No, I don't run too many 1-drops. I believe I have the monkey as only 1-drop. And creature-wise, I don't have too many 2-drops. I have that Death Touch creature. Not sure what else. I have Dragonfire, but, that's like whenever. So, I'm gonna go with a Centipede, get another mountain. I'll hopefully not draw too many lands now. Opponent also has a Centipede. Does the opponent want to trade? Nope. Nope. Oh, so Long Neck has reach. I think it's my only defense against flying in this deck. Besides Dragonfire, 2 down flyers. Well, that's good. Opponent uses Betrayer's Bargain, so I won't gain the 2 life, but that's a big piece of removal gone from the opponent's deck. And a big hit from Balustrade Worm. Let's see what the opponent does. I swing in with Balustrade Worm. Opponent could double block to kill it, which the opponent does. I think Horrid Rigor is a play here because I'm not close to Delirium anytime soon. Right now, I only have a instant in the graveyard contributing to Delirium. Answer for the worm. Opponent has fear of isolation for the worm. trying to do some combat math, trying to figure out if the opponent blocks. Or what can they do? And I think always giving the Balustrade Worm Death Touch is the right play, because even if they block, the opponent only needs the opponent's creature only needs 1 point of damage to die, and the rest tramples over. So here's the lonely Balustrade Worms. Teammates sacrifice themselves to get the opponent's life points. I'm one off Delirium. I have creatures, I have instants, and I have lands in my graveyard. So I need an enchantment. Okay. And I've got a bunch of lands. Can't really attack. No point in doing so, because I just lose my poor worm. Drops the percussion. Another land. So unfortunately, the opponent's starting to build up their side of the board. I've only got the worm. I'm gonna let this damage pass through, because the opponent has all their untapped lands, plus they might have Scorching Dragonfire, and I don't want to risk losing the worm to that. So, House Cartographer is a trace down card. They get a land. They thin their deck out. Okay, I get Horde Rigger, so that's great. Okay, double block, that's good. So even though they double block, if I give this Death Touch, you know, the creature is gonna block 2. That should still be lethal. Twist Reality is gonna be a counter. And they're at 2. Ending my turn. Hopefully the opponent doesn't have removal, they have the Dragonfire. So I'm getting beat by the Smap Maker, the Cartographer. Grab the prize, oh my gosh. The only downside is I need a non-land card to have 4 turns minimum. The Percussionist. Discard the Percussionist. Don't counter it. Please don't. Let me win. Hey, I'm not totally free. I'm so happy. So right now, 1 and 2 in this limited sealed format. Alright, it's match 4, round 4. Do or die time. If I lose this, I'm out of the running. But if I win, I keep going. I don't have too many creatures in this hand, but I do have Flesh Burrower. I have Painted Studio. Here I might end up using Grab the Prize for creatures. But I do get a Fear of Missing Out, which is great. I'm gonna drop the Flesh Burrower because I don't want to discard anything just yet. So, yeah, Chainsaw, that's no good. Maybe dropping the Fear of Missing Out might have been okay. Discarding Hard Vigor, that could have also been a play. But, there's a Flesh Burrower. Revving up the Chainsaw. So, Fear of Missing Out. Get a land in the graveyard at least. Draw another land. And then the Glimmer Night or Glimmer Light drops. So I'm getting more land. Not a good sign. So I'm gonna swing in for 3. I probably should have played Grab the Prize, discarding Hard Vigor there, just so I could see what else I would draw. But I could always go the Painter's Studio next turn. It's also an option. My dog's snoring. I don't know if y'all can hear that. But okay, I get a Mindseeker Centipede. No Delirium yet, unfortunately. So I can't attack. But now that Horrid Rigor is a decent play. The opponent doing pretty well in terms of equipment. So I trade out Fear of Missing Out and the enchantment token, the Glimmer token. I consider casting Horrid Rigor here, but I mean, it'll leave me with a 2/3 creature, but a 2/3 creature is not going to do much against this face down token with all the enchantments or artifacts rather. So I have to play this Bashful Beast, else I lose out on it. Opponent has yet another Glimmerlight. So opponent's doing really well in terms of equipment. 1 chainsaw, 2 Glimmerlights, 1 conductive machete. I swung in for 7. And by tapping the beastie, I don't get that manifest trigger, manifest dread trigger. I can't swing in with the balustrade worm. And yeah, it goes back to my hands. Couldn't do anything there, just more answers than I had creatures. Here I decided, oh, maybe I should have more creatures. Never really did try vengeful possession yet, but seeing how much removal is available, I try to get more creatures in. Going with Cryptid Vector because of the Vigilance. Okay, so this works. I can go with the Percussionist turn 1. Say its name turn 2. Inspector turn 3. So I've got a decent curve. I could also save that say its name later to bring back a creature. But I think I want to play this match aggressively. Opponent is taking their time or has someone in real life they're dealing with. Drops the underwater tunnel, surveils for 2. Okay, I have Scorching Dragonfire. Now I'm trying to be fast about things. If I keep fear of missing out in my graveyard, I'll have 2 or 3 out of 4 of the things I need for Delirium. I think I have Delirium already. Thing 4 out of 4. So I'm gonna drop the Beastie and not attack. Now, I could have removed the Researcher because that's gonna block a lot of my creatures. What does the opponent choose? Card from the FOMO. Opponent is deep thought right now. Okay, opponent discards Glimmerlight. And I'm a Scorching Dragonfire end of turn. I don't need to mill anything because I already hit Delirium. And now I have another Scorching Dragonfire. So I'm gonna swing in with a Beastie. Opponent can block. But I don't think there's gonna be much the opponent will do. They can drop like a power up spell, a buff spell on the Fear of Missing Out and trade, but just lets it go. I'm gonna go the Cryptid Inspector. Opponent Island Cycles. It's an island. It's a paranormal analyst. Now I must swing in. I have a beast for strike now. So there is a conductive machete. Opponent now has a 4/3. Now, I really would like another mountain here. That'll give me the option to enter Studio and have another red open for Scorching Dragonfire. Oh, there you go. So I'm gonna take out at 4/3. Maybe I should have attacked first. Yeah, I think maybe I should have attacked first, and then if they blocked, then use the Scorching Dragonfire. I also have Percussionist as a way to block. I think it's outlived its usefulness as an attacker, so Percussionist is on defense duty now. Okay, more island cycling. Opponent is Manifest Dread. Has another chainsaw that goes to their. Okay. Let's see. I think the play here is why did I do that? Oh, okay, because all my creatures, attacking creatures, get +1/+0. So I'm trying to force some trades here. And then I play the Grasping Longneck because it's gone if I don't play it right. So that red enchantment, the room enchantment, pretty much carried me this round. Most valuable Slayer, that first strike ability, extremely helpful also. What are you using Chainsaw on? Bye, Beastie. A ticket booth. When you unlock this door, manifest red. Then drops another Glimmerlight. I think no matter how much how I organize my creatures, gave the +1/+0 from the Slayer, they'd still be alive. So okay, we get in there. We get in there. Oh, fortunately, I only saw machete, one Glimmerlight, one chainsaw. I believe the opponent's running multiple equipments. I guess that's something to take note of for the next sealed. Equipment usually is useful. I've been seeing multiple opponents running Glimmerlights, as many as they could. Glimmerlight is also common. Let's see. I've got 2 Glimmerlights of my own. Start off with a beast, just to start off the deliriumness. Delirium. Well, there goes a chainsaw. So that's gonna slow down my delirium triggers. Cursed Windbreaker. Flyer. No, I think that's another weakness this particular deck has. I only have one creature that can block flyers. So I'll start bringing out the Glimmerlights. Okay, take it. Another manifest trigger. Opponent attacks 2/2 flyer. I take 2. I could have played Fear of Missing Out. I think that might have been the better play than Flesh Burrower. Just so I can discard a card. I've got way too many mountains right now. I think I'm greeting for the Delirium trigger. Oh, there goes Glassworks. That removes a feature I had. Doctor Research. Another mountain. I'm gonna see if the opponent wants to trade. Opponent does. And the thing that's rough is that I don't have any artifact or enchantment removal, so as I'm trying to push through, get through their blockers, they're powering up their chainsaw. They have a flyer, which I have trouble answering. Let's see. I think the play for now is just to push through as much as I can. I think the opponent's considering, yeah, put their chainsaw to the flyer. I can't do anything about the flyer. And they also have um, the option to unlock the room and give that creature double strike. So it's 10 damage flying. I need like a Scorching Dragonfire of some sort. Okay. And I do get my reach creature for, fortunately. So opponent takes the trade. And I have a long neck. So if the opponent can remove long neck, I can't block. But the opponent does. Oh, Scorching Dragonfire. And I'm reading the card and I'm like, oh man. 6/2, double strike, that's 12, I'm dead. Why am I playing limited, right? So overall I went 1-3. Still get 1,000 jewels, gems, and I was able to get one of them extra credit sleeve, so I'm happy. Now again, if you see something I did wrong, call me out on it. I'm not really a limited player, but figured, hey, I got in for free. Let me try it out. Anyway, if you're still here, my X is Cardboard.Capitan. My Mox field is Cardboard.Capitan. See you all next time.